What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. Here we are on this, the 9th day of June, with about 9 hours and 45 minutes left, sitting here at $107,500, moving up on the day, which is nice to see. My expectation, and let's just set the bar straight here. My expectation has been that we're going to go lower and that we will see a lower low. Over the past few days, we've moved up, and I just haven't been impressed. But today's a little bit impressive, other than one aspect. The one thing that has me a little bit concerned with Bitcoin right now is we're moving up with what seems to be not really that much volume. Yes, it's more volume than what we had over the weekend, but like this is normal volume, right? Like that kind of stuff. We're getting more volume on the downside. Even here, we're still getting more volume whenever we sell off. We've just opened up this 1 hour candle right here. 44 minutes left to go. I want to see how it closes. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we reversed and came down here and even closed below this low. But we're definitely in a situation. We're definitely in a area right now where I might be proven wrong, and that's fine, man. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. There's no concerns there. I'm fully allocated in the markets, and I know a lot of you are as well. And even if you were expecting lower prices like I was, it's much more cause of a celebration to see the price go up and be proven wrong and make money than it would be to be proven right and you're actually down because you're fully allocated in the markets. So I'm happy to be wrong. I hope that I am wrong, but I haven't seen enough yet to compel me to believe that we are done going lower yet. Maybe this is the low. And we've addressed that over the past few days. Maybe it is the low, but I just haven't seen enough yet. This could be enough. Today, if we close here today or higher, I would definitely feel a little bit more neutral, not as bearish. But right here, we are finding resistance, and this actually might be a more bullish thing than a bearish thing. We are finding resistance right here. You can see on this trend line, it's like perfect. Typically, though, whenever you have one touch point and you reject, two touch points you reject, you get that third touch point, you start to see some like consolidation around it. It's not a rejection, and then you break through. A lot of people might expect that you would reject down because that's what you did the two times before, but oftentimes with diagonal lines, that's not the case. Oftentimes you'll see this kind of like slow consolidation, and then you'll just break out instead of moving down. So if we see today close here, tomorrow, the next day, whatever, if we're just in this area here, we don't even actually have to close above 106K. I mean, as long as we're just dilly-dallying in this area for a little bit of time and we're showing some difference compared to this top and this top here, if we're here for like 3 days, or if we just break out within the next 3 days, then it would be very obvious that this is the low and that we are moving higher. Something else that adds to that bullish effect, let's just see here. If we're looking at this from an all-time high to the low, you've gone above your 100 line, this one here, the 100 line. You went above there, and it's very uncommon, actually. This is why we were so bullish over at these areas. It's very uncommon to stop right here like you did. Most of the time, whenever you see this kind of behavior, you actually go up to the 1272 at least, if not higher. So the fact that we didn't even go there was a little bit odd. But now so that's kind of like a bearish thing, in my opinion. But now we're finding support at the 786. Reversing that bearish look. I mean, finding support at the 786 in this kind of environment is actually a really good thing, and that's very healthy, very, very healthy growth that we've seen afterwards. I'm just concerned about the levels of volume, or the lack thereof, I should say. If we are going higher, if that is the low, then I would expect that by the end of the week, man, we'll be closing back above 112. We'll probably be at new all-time highs. If that is the low, I mean, this week we should see some new all-time highs. We might even be at 120K by the end of this week. But I'm thinking that's something more for like next week or the following week, later in the month. We'll see. I think this month will end around what we were expecting last month to end around 130, 140K. Maybe even a little bit above there. Going into July, we should see prices at about $160,000 to $190,000. I'm thinking 170, 180K personally, but we'll see how it goes. I think we're going to go there regardless of what happens here, right? If we're moving up right now, if we move down lower first and then we move up, regardless of what happens, it's just like, is this going to be in the beginning, middle of the month, or the middle end of the month that we're going to see the end of this move happen, you know? I do believe that we're still going down. I think that the statistical probability hasn't shifted yet. We need to wait for today to close for that really to shift. It's very possible that we could reject here, and the only reason that I'm saying that is because, again, most of the volume seems to be coming into the downside. We didn't have a whole lot of volume. It looks like, and relatively speaking, it is a lot of volume, but compared to the weekend, that's not really a fair comparison, right? Compared to this was on Friday, not the weekend when you're moving up. I mean, just look at the levels of volume you saw here and how much harder it was to move up. The levels of volume here that you saw and how much you moved here, you're moving at a similar pace to this, but to the upside with dramatically less levels of volume. Something like this can really set you up for like a harsh rejection. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if by the end of today, even though we're already up like a decent bit, 1.6% actually isn't a whole lot, but for Bitcoin these days it kind of is. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of today we were closing the day red. Just with that, look alone. If we're looking at the 1 hour time frame here, getting overbought, then coming out of the overbought zone like this, typically you would expect to go a little bit lower. It just depends on how today closes, I guess, you guys. If we can close here or higher by the end of today, I would definitely have a very different tone in my next Bitcoin video. I would think. Unless, if not, then I'm coping. Call me a coper. Call me copacetic if that's what happens. If I don't do that. But if we're looking at this from a high, the all-time high, the current all-time high to this low here, we're actually in the golden ratio. Typically, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, you would expect to find resistance in the golden ratio, especially because you just kind of moved up all in one fell swoop. You didn't really have any retracements, any stair stepping or nothing. You just moved kind of up there at a weird rate, but still just in one kind of fell swoop. I would think that you find resistance here at least. This in itself is not good enough to express that we're going to go lower than this low, but it is good enough to at least expect that we will go down to 106 to 104.6K, somewhere in here to find support. At least there. Even if we're building higher, we would go at least there. Somewhere in that zone. Maybe right to 106K, maybe right to 104.6K, but somewhere in between is the most likely outcome, okay? If we don't hold that zone, that just ups the chances that we are, in fact, going below this low. So rejecting here is not enough to get excited that we're going below this low. Getting below the 382 on a 4-hour closing time frame or higher, like if we close the day below 104.6K, then I would be excited that we are going below this low. And I shouldn't even say excited. I'd rather see the price go up. Even though I'm calling for the price to go down, I'd rather see it go up because that's more exciting, at least in my opinion. But I'm fully allocated in the market, so of course I'd rather be wrong in this kind of scenario. Looking at this from a high here to a low here, if I can get it, we broke out, man. I mean, you didn't see, if you look though, you moved up here. That's quite the immaculate 4-hour candle, is it not? Like in comparison to anything that we've really seen since the all-time highs, that's the biggest 4-hour candle we've had. And what's that volume? That's nothing. It's pipsqueak. It's nothing. What? Why? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make me comfortable. It's really conflicting. It really is conflicting. Makes you think a little bit, right? But in this kind of situation, again, it's not common to get above the 100 and then turn around here. You would expect to go to the 1272. So if by the time you're watching this video and we're at 102.7K, don't be celebrating too early. It's still very possible that by the end of the day, I mean, if we're looking at the 4-hour time frame here, we have 2 4-hour candles left. We could come down. We still could reject Bitcoin. I mean, if we look at how it's been moving to the upside versus how it's been moving to the downside has been moving a lot faster than the upside lately, and we've been having volume to back up the downside moves. The fact that we're moving up here almost as much as we move down, but without volume, it makes me concerned a little bit. It does, and especially because it almost looks like if you were to move higher, yeah, it looks like you'd be breaking out of this right here. Maybe you're actually not right at the top there. I was looking at it on the daily time frame, and maybe you're actually breaking out. So you're breaking out of this trend line here, and you have no volume to back it up. It's weird to me. But sometimes weird things happen, and if we go up higher, that's cool, man. If we close today here or higher, I would start to get a little bit bullish. If we close today above 110K or any day above 110K, there's no reason to be bearish at all. We're going to new all-time highs. There's nothing else that we're going to think about. Right now, I'm just kind of in a wait-and-see moment. If anybody's wondering, if they're watching this video and they're like, okay, so are you bearish or bullish? I hope it's clear that I am bearish. I just have reasons to be skeptical of that today, right? But not enough to be completely bullish yet. I want to wait for the day to close before I do that, because if I get bullish here and then over the next 9 hours we just revert this whole day back down, it would be very, very, I mean, I would go from being bearish to being bullish to being bearish all in the same day, and I don't care to flip-flop like that. I haven't seen enough evidence yet to make me think otherwise, but it's very possible with this kind of price action that we could change that. We could change that in a very short amount of time over the next 10 hours. Who knows? Inevitably, if we're looking at this low here to a high here, if we are going lower, if this is not the low and we are going lower as intended, I would expect that we see prices somewhere around $96,000 to $95,000, somewhere at that zone there. Still something to consider. It's a little bit less likely today than it's been over the past 4 days. I should even say a lot less likely today than over the past 4 days, but I'm still sticking with it until I've seen enough to compel me otherwise, and closing here or higher today would definitely do that. So before I keep repeating myself, I think I'll just end it there. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I hope I'm wrong, man. I hope we do keep moving up, because if we do, that's better for all of us. So we'll see. If that's the case, man, XCN won't go down. I mean, I'll be wrong on a lot of different calls, but that's okay. I'm holding crypto, man, and I hope you guys are too. This is why, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Just let this be an example too, in case I am wrong. This is why we don't sell. Even if we're convinced, we're compelled to believe that the price is going down in a bull market, you don't sell, you don't short the markets, because you never know when you're going to be wrong. And if you're short in a bull market, but you're wrong, and then you're making money even if you're wrong, isn't that nice? That's nice. Whereas if you're expecting the price to go down and it does go down and you're right, okay, you have an opportunity to buy more if you'd like to. That's nice too. You know what I mean? But I still think that expecting the downside and being proven wrong to the upside, as long as you're fully allocated and you're not selling out of your positions, I think that's the best way to go about it. So hopefully nobody panic sold. Hopefully nobody's FOMOing in here. I think that it's still too early. Let's wait and see how this day closes. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Bye-bye.